All right, so we're going to take a look at Wavebreaker, but not in controls view. We're going to go over how to label the parameters in the UI for Wavebreaker so that you can use it in its natural UI as well, instead of always having to use it in controls view. So I'm going to pull up the plugin here. I got it loaded as the first plugin on this track. So if I hit 1.
Drum kit.
Oops, wrong track.
Track 2 audio 1. ML Wavebreaker.
There we go. And
audio ML Wavebreaker. Controls audio 1. ML Wavebreaker. Audio 1. Dialog.
I just hit the dash to pull up that plugin. So now I need to switch the view over to the regular view. So by default, I have Logic open in plugins in controls view. And if I hit W, because I am using Logic Magician, so I'm just going to hit W.
Menu. 2 items.
That drops down the view menu, and then
check mark. Controls. ML Wavebreaker.
I could go down to ML Wavebreaker.
Closing menu. Audio 1.
And that switches the view over. If you're not using Logic Magician, you're going to have to VO right through the interface and find the view menu, VO space on that, and select the ML Wavebreaker view from that menu. All right, so we got this switched over. I'm going to find the group that I need to interact with. So I'm just going to VO left to right through here.
Toolbar, but bypass, manual, previous, next, compare, copy, but paste, undo, redo, view, editor, link, unchecked, checkbox, ML Wavebreaker, group.
Yep, so that's the ML Wavebreaker view group. I'm going to interact with that group.
In ML Wavebreaker, group. 24 items, button.
So you see we have 24 items.
Button.
This right now is showing my license code and all that. So if you don't want to see this, if you VO right past all this.
OK, button.
And hit OK.
Button. 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 0.0. Vertical.
And that puts me at the bottom of the window. So I'm going to use VO home to go to the top.
0.0. Vertical slider. 0.0.
And I just tried to do VO left. I can't go any further to the left there. This is the first parameter in here. And so with VO slash, it will allow you to put in a VoiceOver label. That VoiceOver will read whenever it comes to this item again in the future. It says VO and slash, which is on the US keyboard, is immediately left of the right shift key. So that's the key that we're going to press. So VO and slash, and it's going to give me an edit field. I can type a label in, and it will label this item for us. So this is going to be input. The first
0.0. Vertical slider.
First one's going to be input, so VO slash.
VoiceOver. Item label. Window. VoiceOver settings activity. Enter a label for the current item. Edit text. Has keyboard focus.
All right, and we'll type in input.
Cap, no region select center.
Oops. Let's turn Logic Magician off. So I'm going to do Control Escape.
Magician off.
There we
Delete
go.
cap.
All right, so
cap INPUT.
Input. Just
input. Logic Pro.
Hit return to turn that to put that in.
0.0. Input. Vertical slider.
So now here it says input.
0.0. Vertical slider.
So that is going to be output. So I'm going to do VO slash.
VoiceOver. Item cap UTPUT. Logic Pro.
And I typed in output and hit return. So now if I VO left.
0.0. Input. 0.0. Vertical slider.
And that one didn't take. So sometimes you may have to type them in a couple times to get them to take. And sometimes when you open the plugin in the future, you may have to type them in. I find once you put them in a couple times, they generally tend to stick, though this experience seems to vary from person to person, computer to computer. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one in again.
VoiceOver. Okay. Cap UTPUT. Logic Pro. Audio 1. Dialog. 0.0. Output. Vertical slider.
All right, there we go. So it now says output. So
button.
This one is blank. I don't think this does anything. But then the next 3 buttons are going to be of compression mode. So
button.
This one is going to be punch. So I'm going to do VO slash.
VoiceOver. Item label. Window. VoiceOver set cap PUNCH. Logic Pro. Audio 1. Dialog.
So I just typed in punch.
Button.
This one is going to be glue. I just VO right over to the next one and VO slash.
VoiceOver. Item label. Window cap GLUE. Logic Pro.
And the next one, if I VO right,
button,
is going to be limit. So I'm going to VO slash.
VoiceOver. Item label. Window. Cap IMIT. Logic Pro.
All right. And then after this.
Off button.
That off button is your normalize button. So I'm going to VO slash.
VoiceOver. Item label. Window. Cap NORMALIZE.
So just
Logic
typed
Pro.
in normalize.
Limit button. Off. Normalize button.
So just VO left. You heard limit was the parameter before this. And then you heard it say off and normalize that time. All right. So next up.
0.0 decibels. Slider.
That's the compression slider. So VO slash.
VoiceOver. Item label. Cap COMPRESSION. Logic Pro.
That's compression. VO right.
0.00 decibel.
That one is saturation. So VO slash.
VoiceOver. Item label. Cap SATURATION. Logic Pro.
And VO right.
0.0
That
decibels.
one is clipping, so VO slash.
VoiceOver. Item cap CLIPPING. Logic Pro.
Alright.
0.0 decibels. Slider.
And then now we're getting into the EQ. So it's going to be sub, low, mid, high, and air are the next ones. So this one is sub. So I'm going to do VO slash.
VoiceOver. Item label cap S U B.
So that's sub.
Logic Pro. Audio.
VO right.
0.0 decibels.
VO
Slider.
slash.
VoiceOver.
That's
Item cap L O
low.
O W. Lu.
Oops.
Delete
let's
delete cap L.
backspace
Cap
that.
L O W.
Low.
Low. Logic Pro. 0.0 decibels.
slash.
Slider. VoiceOver. Item cap L D.
Mid.
Logic Pro. 0.0 decibels.
VO
Slider.
slash.
VoiceOver. Item late cap AIGH. Logic Pro. 0.0 decibels.
And
Slider. VoiceOver.
that one
Item
is
label. Window. Cap AIR.
air.
Logic Pro.
All right, so from here, we're going to have 3 buttons.
Button.
The first one is a license manager, and this is what you click on to see your request code and be able to copy it. Because if you want to purchase any ML Soundlabs plugin, you got to download the demo, install it, and go to the license manager, copy the request code, and then when you go to the website to purchase it, if you click buy, it's going to prompt you for the request code. So you paste in the request code, and once you complete the purchase, it gives you a license code, and you can then put that license code in to take the plugin out of demo mode. So this first button is for the license manager, so I'm just going to do VO slash.
VoiceOver. Item label. Window. Cap ICENSE. License. Cap ANAGER. Manager.
All right,
Logic
so that's
Pro.
license manager.
Button.
This one is the about, so VO slash.
VoiceOver. Item label. Cap A B O U T. About. Logic Pro.
And VO slash.
Button.
This one is the view button.
VoiceOver. Item label. Window. Cap VIEW.
All right.
Logic Pro.
And
Audio
then
1. Dialog.
The very last thing
1.6.5.
is just the version number, and
1.6.5.
that's the very last thing in the window. So once you hit the version number, you know you're done. I'm going to put a list of all these parameters in the order that you're going to come across them as you VO write from the top of this plugin to the bottom of this plugin window. I'm going to put the list of the parameters in the description, pin comment, and the related blog posts. So check those out if you need to come back to this and label this plugin in the future. All right, so I'm going to go back to the air and sub sliders because I want to show you something with those. So I'm going to be left.
View button. About button. License manage 0.0 decibels. Air slider.
So this is air. The air EQ is going to be a high cut filter or low pass filter. If you bring it down, if you interact with it in VO left and you pull that slider down, it's going to turn into a high cut filter or low pass filter. And if you turn it up, it's just going to boost some high frequency. So if I interact with this
slider.
And turn it down,
21,873.3 hertz.
It's showing you what frequency it's doing your high cut filter at.
21,000, 21, 21, 20, 21,000, 21,000.
I can interact with this.
19,000 to 19,000, 17,000, 17,000, 16,173.3.
So you see it's just getting lower and lower and lower. So
16, 14,600.
so it's showing you the frequencies it's doing the high cut
14,000.
at. Now, if I crank this up,
18,000, 18,000, 21,000 to 21,000, 21,000, 0.0 decibels.
once it goes back to 0.0 decibels, that means it's back in the middle. And as you turn it up,
0.2 decibel, 0.3.
this is the high frequency that it's boosting. So as you turn this up, it's going to boost that frequency that it's boosting more and more. So that is how cool this is. You can see what frequency your high cut filters are set to. So
3.8 decibel, 3.6 decibel.
I'm going to stop
slider.
interacting and let's VO left.
0.0 decibels, 0.0 decibels. Sub slider.
So this is sub. Same thing here. If I
Slider.
interact with this and I do VO left and bring this slider down,
13.2 hertz,
it's going to show me what frequency it's low cutting.
16.4 hertz, 19.6 hertz, 22.26.0
You see that number is
hertz,
getting higher. So
29, 32, 35.6 hertz.
it's showing you the frequency it's going to do your low cut at. If I take
32.29,
this the other
20,
way,
19,
if I VO
16,
right,
13, 0.1 decibel, 0.0 decibels.
this is now where it's just boosting
0,
the
0, 0, 0,
frequencies.
0, 0, 0, 0, 0.9, 1.6
So,
decibels.
yeah, it's really nice that if we come in here and use it from here, we can kind of see the different options and be able to see what frequencies we're boosting and cutting at, et cetera, et cetera.
0.9 decibels.
One thing that I will
0.8 decibels,
point out
0.4 0.1 0.0 decibels. Auto slider.
One thing I'll point out, I'll go back to the compression modes
0.0.0.0 decibels. Off. Normalize button. Limit button.
These don't say which one is selected, so that's one downside to this.
Glue button.
So
Punch button.
punch is mode 0.
Glue button.
Glue is mode 1.
Limit button.
And limit is mode 2. So if you go back over to the controls view, I have Logic Magician off. Let me turn that back on.
Magician on.
So if I go back over to controls view.
Menu. 2 controls. Closing menu. No action available button.
Just hit W to bring up the menu to switch to controls view again.
Table. In table.
And
row 1 of
I'm
12.
going to interact with this table. Jump to the bottom.
Type. 0 slider. 0%
so you see
slider.
the type is on a 0. The compressor type is
Type.
all
0
the way at the bottom of this controls window. So I'm going to switch back over here.
Menu. Check mark. ML Wavebreaker. Closing menu.
So now we know that it is using the punch by default.
Glue button. Limit
and
button.
So I just did VOJ to jump back into this group.
Glue button.
And so if I VO space on glue and switch
Menu.
back
Controls.
over to controls
Closing
view.
menu. Toolbar. Bypass. Table. In table. Type. 1 slider.
You see that's on 1. And
Menu. Check mark. ML Wavebreaker. Closing
if
menu.
I were to
Glue button. Limit button.
select limit.
Menu. Controls. Closing menu. Toolbar. Table. In table. Type. 2 slider.
You see that
100.
is type 2. So I'm not saying you should switch back and forth. What I'm saying is if you open this later and you don't know which compressor type you're using and you want to verify, you can just go to controls view and take a look, and 0 is punch, 1 is glue, and 2 is limit. But while you're using
2
it,
slider. 100% slider. Sell 3 items. Menu. 2
switch
items.
back over
Check mark. ML Wavebreaker.
to ML Wavebreaker view here. While you're using the plugin,
Glue button.
while you're playing your audio and you dial up the compression slider, you can just come back to these
Punch button.
and just VO space on 1,
Glue button.
VO space
Glue
on
button.
the other,
Custom. Limit button.
VO space on that, and you can kind of listen to the differences, and then whichever one you land on is the one you land on. So it's not so much of an issue when you're using it, but if you need to look at it later and be like, oh, which compressor type did I use for this bass or this drums or whatever it is in the future, you can jump into the controls view and see that on the type slider, whether it's set to 0, 1, or 2. Once again, 0 is punch, 1 is glue, and 2 is limit. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Once you label this up, like I said, you may have to label a couple of these parameters a couple times, but generally speaking, in my experience, once you kind of do it a couple times, it tends to stick and you don't have to worry about doing it again. But you can keep the list handy for, when you install it on a new computer or something like that. Thank you for checking out this tutorial. If you found it helpful, please drop a like and share it with someone else that you think may benefit from it. And please consider leaving a super thanks on the tutorials that really help you. It's a great way to support the channel. If you also want to support the channel, you can consider becoming a member. You can get early access to tutorials on the lowest tier, as well as in-depth tutorials in the second tier, and the highest tier are full courses that will take you through an entire topic in Logic in depth. Also, don't forget to sign up for the Logic Band newsletter. If you haven't done so yet, you can get a free Getting Started with Logic course, and it's a great way for me to keep in touch with you and let you know when there's new tutorials and anything else new happening in the world of Logic Band. Check the description and or pin comment below for a list of all the parameters for this plugin and a link to the tutorial where I covered the Wavebreaker plugin in depth. If you'd like to book some one-on-one training, visit logic.band/training. And as always, until next time, happy recording.